Max Weber was a sociologist who focused on rationalization. Weber believed that rationalization was essential for organizations to function efficiently, and was certain that rationality would one day engulf society. Weber suggested that society would become dominated by the cultural norms of efficiency, calculability, predictability, and control. An example of this theory is shown in the organization of a large-scale sporting event, such as a football match. Efficiency is maximized in the stadium by the use of non-human technologies such as turnstiles, which allows people to safely flow into the ground and avoid congestion as people rush to enter the stadium. Each person is allocated to a specific seat, which structurally organizes the crowd to ensure that all parts of the stadium are equally populated. Calculability is used by the event organizers through calculating the number of tickets that they want to issue and the prices at which they will be sold. In doing so, revenues can be estimated, allowing the managers of the stadium to develop budgets and other financial statements. Predictability is used to work out the needs of the stadium. If the game is tipped to have a high-tempered atmosphere or has a history of being a troublesome affair, there will be a need for extra stewards and policing, which will need to be arranged prior to the beginning of the event. Control is put into place by using a variety of different methods. Closed-circuit television records the fans and also makes them aware that they are being monitored. By segregating fans, making it compulsory to be seated, and having a heavy police presence with the use of horses, crowds are far more easily controlled and the likelihood of violence and trouble is reduced. This is just one example of how Weber's rationality process is being used in our society. It is simply used in stadiums to maximize profits at lowest possible costs and to ensure the safety of the public. These events are structured in this way to try and avoid scenes such as the Hillsborough disaster, where 96 people were killed and many others were injured. When the government rationalizes society, it is attempting to organize the nation so it can flow as smoothly as possible. It also means that the government is forming a discipline for its society by directing the public in the way that they believe is best. Road signs, maps, schedules, laws, rules and regulations are all forms of organizing and directing the society. However, society may not always agree with the attitudes, ideas and views of the government, which can cause conflict and protests. An example of this was the student protests in London 2010. Rationalization played a key part in structuring the events that took place, as modern technology, designed to enhance our social networks, were used to orchestrate a protest which had destructive means. Henry Ford was fantastic at rationalizing his workplace, and was the first person to introduce assembly lines in a factory. This idea was adopted by Albert Speer in the production of German war armaments in 1943. Albert Speer, a man described as having a true talent for organization and administration, was the Minister of Armaments at the time when Germany, unlike Britain, was not fully equipped for the production of war machinery. To Speer, rationalization meant structuring a process to maximize efficiency, reduce wastage, and to make sure capacity utilization was as high as possible. Speer separated each war factory to produce one single product, as well as reducing the number of weapon types being made. This allowed for mass production and enabled the factories to exploit economies of scale. Speer also scrapped all minor procedures that did not add any power to the weapons, therefore saving working hours which could be redistributed to other tasks. Speer forced firms to share their technologies and information on using these technologies so that less efficient firms could imitate them, thus increasing the mobilization of his industry. Although this example shows how implementing rationalization in a workforce can be extremely beneficial for production, it also shows the adverse effects of rationality, as here it is being used to increase the likelihood of destruction and mortality. It is very likely the workers in this case would have been extremely demotivated, and this type of repetitive labour is unethical as it does not enhance or give them any variety of skills. Being woken up by an alarm clock can be seen as rationalization, as it allows a student to manage their time in the most efficient way. It also acts as a reminder of what the student should be doing at specific times. Most students tend to use a planner to organize their day-to-day tasks, record their activities, and manage the limited time they have. Instant food has become an interesting introduction to student life, as it allows a student to rationalize by saving time. This time can then be used for other productive means such as studying.
Siri, can you set an alarm for 8 a.m. tomorrow morning?
Setting the alarm. I set an alarm for 8 a.m.
Despite the benefits of individuals rationalizing their daily activities, it should also be noted that sometimes it can be used as an excuse for people to be less active and lazy. Adolf Hitler was convinced that his ideas and views were acceptable, and inflicted this upon an entire nation who trusted him.